Hey everyone, my name is Amandin, and I will be delivering the results of the Summer CSGO KZ Mapping Contest. We challenged 11 mappers to design a brand new map in 1 week based on a science theme. The judges of the contest were Zero, Bluefoot Chicken, Dialight, Sinez, and myself. Each map was rated out of 10 in 5 categories: visuals, gameplay, fun, theme, and community. The organizers would like to thank all of the mappers that worked very hard to produce the wonderful maps they submitted. KZ Space Lab was the only map to have 2 different routes for vanilla and KZT, and the only map to contain working music. The spaceship environment showed clear use of the theme, but the visuals felt rushed and the gameplay imbalanced in terms of difficulty. This was the mapper's first ever KZ map, and shows a lot of promise for his future projects. KZ Timer Tag went with a time traveling theme, taking the player to different sections indicating different eras. The map includes a stunning entrance into a portal, and uses some very fun custom textures to explain the lore. However, it lost points due to repetitive gameplay and rushed sections later in the map. Ironically, the map uses zones instead of buttons, making Timer Tag impossible. KZ Paxala feels like a Stanley Parable type of map, and makes use of a mind-blowing optical illusions using geometry. The gameplay seemed too niche and rushed with a lot of empty walking sections, making it lose points in those categories. However, this map is a technical achievement and proves there is still a lot that can be done with CSGO maps. KZ My First Time was the highest rated map in terms of visuals and second in terms of theme. The map creates an awesome dual perspective effect, reminiscent of Titanfall, by taking advantage of cube maps' reflections with water. Unfortunately, the map literally fell short in terms of gameplay, with most of it being impossible to ignore. It features interactable NPCs and was very impressive given the time constraint. KZ Extraterrestrial feels like a classic KZ map, with a variety of solid jumps all around. The map sticks to the fundamentals, and gameplay takes a front row seat in the design. Judges had mixed opinions, but did not find the alien environment to be necessarily related with science. Overall, this was one of the map testers' favorite maps, but did not go above and beyond in any of the categories. KZ Defrost had the best use of props in the entire contest. It scored well in both the visual and theme categories. However, the map had concerning FPS issues, causing it to lose points in the other categories. Additionally, while the community feedback was positive, the gameplay elements were quite short. This was the mapper's first fully completed project, and we look forward to their fully released map. KZ Genotype felt like exploring an evil scientist's laboratory. It made the best use of lighting to set an incredible mood within the environment. The gameplay received great feedback from some of the judges, specifically myself. However, it can feel claustrophobic at times with some awkward jumps. The mapper made up for the short gameplay by providing a lot of variety, and making the map feel extremely immersive. KZ Gravitation was one of the hardest maps in the contest. The map contains creative jumps by making use of boosters and gravity triggers. The judges' opinions on the gameplay is slightly mixed, but overall positive following the community's reaction. However, the use of dev textures did not really fit the theme, and thus lost points in the visual category. We can see this map as becoming a classic in the list of global KZ maps. KZ Microbat is a micro map based on the highly popular TV series Breaking Bad, and ranked highest in the theme category. The map also scored very high in the visual aspect, with theme-fitting visual elements along with a high attention to detail. The gameplay itself received mixed opinions from the judges due to a repetitive and confusing route, but was good enough to deserve the 3rd spot in this contest. Congratulations to Jake on winning $30. KZ Fusion had the highest rating in terms of gameplay and visually tied with for second with KZ Microbat. The map contains a good variety of gameplay along with great use of boosters, famously known in a lot of Z Prince's maps. Despite having great visuals and enjoyable gameplay with a high replayability, the map failed to convey the science theme to the judges and fell short of 1st place. Congratulations to Nutsdoodle on winning $70. KZ Notes was considered the overall most creative map. The map features sections indicating chapters in the students' notebooks, containing various concepts in multiple science domains. The quirky notes on the wall and Easter eggs provide a ton of fun while exploring the map. The gameplay is accessible but not overly repetitive, leading to a fun map with good replayability. The map does not score the highest on any of the categories, but its balanced attention to all aspects makes it the highest rated map overall in the competition. Congratulations to Shimshar on winning $150. Finally, we would also like to thank our sponsors, Bluefoot Chicken and Valkasu, for making this event possible.